It's past 9 o'clock, and for the first time in 25 years, the red neon lights of the Virgin Megastore are turning off forever. Inside, the last employees lower their heads. Some put away unsold CDs, while others stare at the empty shelves, frozen like ghosts. A security guard shuts the gate as a customer hesitates and turns back. The curtain has fallen. For Jeannie, it was more than just a store. It was a landmark, a must-visit spot, a temple of pop culture. We'd go there to stroll, listen to albums, and buy DVDs, books, or concert tickets. Sometimes just to dream, and today that dream has come true. For thousands of young people from the 90s and the 2000s, Virgin E was a rite of passage. We used to go there after class with friends. We discovered a new band. We bought the CD of our teenage years. But on June 17, 2013, the dream was shattered, without revolt, without fire. Just a click on the administrative closure button, and 1,000 employees laid off by some guy.
5 store closures in 1 year, 22 million euros in debt. The Virgin Megastore brand is filing for bankruptcy tomorrow. All the stores in France and their 1,000 employees are affected.
But then, how did a cultural empire beloved by the public suddenly collapse? Why wasn't Virgin able to adapt like Fédération Nationale d'Éducateurs or Cultura? Most importantly, what can we learn from this bankruptcy to avoid similar mistakes in a rapidly changing, streaming-driven world? Hi, Team Mindset. Hope you're all well. Thanks to Jonathan, who suggested this idea, and to everyone who took part in our last survey. The video about Mercedes versus BMW is coming very soon, but it's taking a bit more time to shoot. I chose to begin with Virgin. And so, today, we're going to look back at a legendary brand, a name that marked our youth, and understand why Virgin Megastore, the icon of music, cinema, and cultural retail, didn't survive the era it helped create. Let's go. His name is Richard Branson. The son of a lawyer and a flight attendant, he is dyslexic, a poor student, and rejected by the traditional school system. He leaves school at 16 for good. Not out of rebellion, but because British education never suited him. He creates a student magazine called Student, and then develops a passion for music. One thought haunts him. Why is buying a record without judgment so complicated? So they open a shop with 3 friends and 0 experience. Their record store is unlike any you've seen. Floor cushions, iron tea, psychedelic rock on repeat, and one golden rule. You can listen, hang out, chill, and chat, even if you don't buy anything. They also provide new visibility for those rejected by the industry. They call it Virgin because they're new to the business, and actually, no one really believes in it.
Virgin Records is helping hundreds and hundreds of young people throughout the country to get records at about 6 shillings cheaper, or 6 to 8 shillings cheaper than they would anywhere else. At the same time, it's also starting up new groups who have been scorned by some of the big companies, and when you are listening and get them a chance to try by themselves.
And against all odds, it's a hit. Young people love it, sales are booming. Richard gets what's essential. It's the experience, not the product, that matters. 17 years later, the sidewalks of the Champs-Élysées are buzzing with the footsteps of the crowd. A new store has just opened, Virgin Megastore. 4,500 square meters over 3 floors, red lighting, music playing nonstop, and endless rows of vinyl bins. A new hub for youth culture has emerged. Inside, the shelves shine like candy. CDs, vinyl, cassettes, comics, books, posters, DVDs, and most importantly, listening stations everywhere. Grab a headset and discover an artist. No purchase needed. You can stay for hours just dreaming and exploring. Kids, you don't know what you missed. I don't know what people from my generation think about it, but it was really an amazing feeling to be able to go and discover so much music like that. Don't get me wrong, I love technology, but I think we appreciated it more back then. Virgin was kind of like Music Television America, the 90s, on steroids. An after-school spot for lost teenagers, a meeting place for fans of rap, rock, techno, and metal. You arrive for the new Daft Punk, leave with the latest Tarantino, and stumble upon a random mango along the way. At the turn of the 2000s, Virgin Megastore is everywhere. New York, Tokyo, Madrid, Berlin, Sydney, but Paris is a showcase. The Champs-Élysées store alone brings in 20% of Virgin France's revenue. Richard Branson, now a business superstar, has his photo displayed in the aisles. Artists hold showcases, fans line up overnight for CD releases, sign posters, and buy concert tickets. Virgin becomes part of the collective imagination. The CD is king, DVDs are booming, video games are making a comeback, sales are growing, and Branson is already dreaming of a Virgin Megastore in space. But while people are listening to the Spice Girls at the Virgins on the Champs, a young Californian geek, whom you've certainly already heard of, has just launched a website that will change everything. We'll come back to that later. But the thing is, no one senses that the floor is starting to crack. There's too much information, too many projects, and too much noise. In a messy college dorm room, a 19-year-old teenager clicks on upload with just a few lines of code. He just declared war on the entire music industry. His name is Sean Fanning. With an absent father and overwhelmed mother, he taught himself coding on his uncle's computer between Quake sessions, the game he just started. A music file sharing software, codenamed Napster, just a simple search field and a magic download button. In weeks, it's a tidal wave. Thousands, then millions of young people are sharing music for free, instantly. Metallica, Nirvana, Dr. Dre, Half Punk, everything is circulating at the speed of light. Most importantly, no one needs to visit the store anymore. At Virgin, we first laughed. A pirate site couldn't destroy a global machine. CDs are sacred, and we have the customers. They're here every day. So why worry? Except this is just the beginning. In 2001, Apple launched the iPod, and in 2003, the iTunes Store allowed people to legally download a song for 99 cents. The CD's demise is now official, and Branson is already focused on something else. He has planes to fly, trains to rename, dreams of space conquest, and above all, conviction. The future of Virgin is no longer in stores, so he sells Virgin. Megastore France is sold to Lagardère, a French conglomerate. Huge stores remain in city centers, but their business model now feels outdated. Amazon is booming, Fnac.com is rising, and supermarkets are selling CDs for less. Virgin still sells metal, jazz, and electronic music. They're now stocking shelves with headphones, mugs, and t-shirts. A manager unintentionally sums up the situation. Music is bringing in less and less money. We have to diversify, but this diversification is coming too late. The United Kingdom falls next. Branson sells all the English Virgin Megastores to an investment fund. They rename them Xavi. A year later, Xavi goes bankrupt. The name Virgin Megastore completely disappears where it was born. The United States collapses, rents soar in Times Square, San Francisco, and Orlando, sales vanish, and Virgin Megastore United States of America shuts down permanently. People in France think they're safe. Because of the Champs-Élysées, because the French public loves physical culture, because we also sell books, DVDs, and concert tickets. We experiment, redo stunning window displays, and partner with artists for private showcases. We rearrange the departments to create trendy spaces. We even try to launch special promotions on the e-commerce site. Some people inside still believe in it, saying the Virgin brand is strong and the name still carries weight, and that with a good plan and a little time, the ship could avoid the iceberg. On the top floor of a glass tower, quarterly sales are down 15% and the stock is oversized. Champ's store rent exceeds €1 million annually, and there's no real digital plan. The e-commerce site struggles, while streaming thrives with Spotify, Deezer, and Netflix. Virgin still sells CDs and digital versatile disc box sets at $29.99. Butler Capital Partners is working to turn things around after buying Virgin France from Lagardère in 2008. After 4 straight years of losses, patience is running out. Shareholders want results, not memories. So they tinker, lay off 200 people, and close the small, low-profile stores. In the remaining stores, they swap records for iPhone cases, figurines, and board games. But it doesn't work. By trying to sell everything except music, we lost our soul, said a former regional manager. In 2012, the French branch owed $22 million. A new chief executive officer was appointed. He talks about a strategic plan and product repositioning. He wants to make Virgin a lifestyle destination, but nobody is buying. On January 9, 2013, Virgin Megastore France files for bankruptcy, suspends payments, and starts judicial recovery proceedings. But the truth is, the recovery will never happen.
Shutters down. Together, all the Virgin employees walked out for a few hours. A symbolic action that won't change anything. Butler, the main shareholder who is 22 million euros in debt, has just filed for bankruptcy, 4 years after buying the brand from the Lagardère Group.
It's an investment fund. We know how it goes. They buy companies that aren't necessarily doing well, they play with them for a few years, then they sell them off and that's it. They move on to something else.
That's the cruel irony of capitalism. While the court finalizes the procedure, in the stores it's the start of the sales. Customers flock to buy at 50% off, not knowing they're witnessing a disguised liquidation. In the aisles, employees manage smiles, plastic bags, and promotions with a lump in their throat.
1,200 jobs are at risk today, and we'll lose them unless we unite. But we will come together. We're really calling on the artists to support us because I think we've worked hand in hand with them. We've held signings and showcases here, and we're asking artists for support.
Despite the panic, we still hope for a miracle. Management is seeking bids and approaching buyers, but no offers are firm. The landlords want their premises back, and customers are gone. And no one wants to put in another euro. In a business model that's doomed, the countdown has begun. And the employees know it. The commercial court's courtroom is filled with heavy silence. The decision falls like a guillotine. None of the takeover bids are accepted. No continuation plan, no restructuring, just liquidation. Virgin Megastore France is definitively condemned. An email lands in all internal inboxes. The subject, immediate store closure. Not tomorrow, not after the weekend, now. The reason given is security. No one on the ground is fooled. The country's most legendary Virgin just closed. In front of the window, a mannequin is wearing a red vest with a sign that says, "Here, we're selling off our lives." Passers-by stop, some take photos, others cry. The windows are being emptied, the signs are being taken down, the red logo is disappearing from the streets of France, and memories are being packed away in boxes. Ironically, the Virgin Megastore brand still exists in the Middle East, under license and in areas where physical culture endures. But in France, the heart has stopped beating. Virgin Megastore is dead. Not because of a sudden crisis, but because of a slow virus, made of pride, delays, absurd decisions, and a world that changed without it. If you type Virgin Megastore on Google, you'll see yellowed images, blurry videos, empty storefronts, memories, regrets, and a silent lesson. Because Virgin wasn't just a brand, it was a cultural movement and generational icon. 3 mindset lessons can be learned from the fall of Virgin Megastore. Innovation doesn't warn you, it replaces you. When Napster launched, the industry laughed. They doubted the iPod too. But as they laughed, customers left, and Virgin couldn't catch up. The second lesson is that a long history doesn't protect you from anything. You can dominate a sector for 30 years. All it takes is one technological cycle, a lack of vision, and your castle collapses. And the third and final lesson is that no logo is immortal. So you can be called Virgin, Kodak, BlackBerry, or Microsoft Network, as we've discussed on the channel. Evolve or disappear. Nostalgia doesn't pay the rent. What protects you is adaptation, movement, and being clear-sighted in the face of change. As Toddy learned the hard way, another iconic brand that disappeared suddenly due to an unexpected mistake by the founding family, as you can see in the video that's showing.